Hello, this is Rico Cavilla, and I want to welcome you to this episode of the Fearless Aging TV show, where in every episode, my guests and I, we strive to offer you proven tips and strategies that you can implement immediately to greatly improve your overall health and well-being. So we're here to inspire you and empower you to become your best self so you can go out and make a bigger positive difference in the world. Now, today's show is just myself, and this is such an important topic, so I want you to stay tuned. All our shows are only like 25 minutes. So I know you got 25 minutes. So this is going to be really important for you. So the title of today's episode is Natural Stress Reduction. I'm going to give you the truth about stress and how to conquer it. And this is so important because we know this is a major problem for most people. And stress reduction is one of the top terms that people search for on the internet. It's been said that there's up to 90% of doctor visits are all stress-related health problems. And there's over 100 million people taking meds to reduce stress. That's not good. All these meds have side effects, and the more medications you take, the more it depletes your own immune system and your adrenal glands and just creates more exhaustion and more health challenges. And it's also been said that dealing with stress is over a $300 billion a year in healthcare costs. So we know it's really a serious problem. But I got good news for you. You can control your stress. You can prevent it. You can reduce it. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. And so the good news is you have control over your perception of your life. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So stress is defined as a state of mental, emotional strain or tension that resulting from adverse or perceived demanding circumstances. And the key word here is perceived. It's just your perception. Everything in our life is a perception, right? Okay, so what's going on is we have what's called the autonomic nervous system that's controlling everything in our body. And it has there's two primarily divisions. There's the sympathetic. That's the one where it gets you going. We've all heard of the fight or flight situation. In other words, when you're in danger or something's really threatening you, you get ready to either run or fight. And then there's the parasympathetic nervous system is about resting and rejuvenation and digestion and all those things. And so here's the thing: we're only supposed to be we're only supposed to be in the sympathetic nervous system is when we're under stress or when we really need to perform or move fast or think fast or move fast. And then when that situation is over, then we should switch back to the parasympathetic. But here's the thing. So we're actually designed to only be in the sympathetic nervous system for a short fraction of time. And then for the majority of the time, we're supposed to be in the parasympathetic nervous system. But here's the thing. Most people are just, these days, are so feeling overstressed that they can't turn it off. They're on 24/7. You know, it's even been kind of fashionable I hear people talking all the time, just overhearing people talking, and they say, oh yeah, it's been really stressful at work lately. And yeah, it's been kind of stressful at home as well. So see, those are things you're telling yourself. If you're telling yourself that it's so stressful, well then it is. You're caught up into that. And we'll get into that, how you got to change the words that you're saying about yourself. So when we're in the sympathetic nervous system, it creates all these stress hormones. You've heard of them, cortisol and norepinephrine, adrenaline, all these things. If you're if your body is continually creating these stress hormones, it's putting stress on your organs and your glands, and it's causing long-term health effects. And what we know these days is that, from science, is that what manifests in our physical body as chronic illnesses begins in our mental emotional state. So that's an important thing to understand. That is really the big root cause of most all these chronic illnesses that we have is that we're actually causing it from our mental emotional reactions to what's going on in our life. So some of the big stress factors, the biggest one is change. But you know what? Life is all about change. And there's one of my favorite sayings is that the only time we struggle is when we're resisting change. And so we have to realize that the nature of nature, which we're part of, is constant change. Change is what the world's all about. Things are always changing in our life. So we have to learn not to resist this change and learn how to go with the flow. And of course, there's so many things that we deal with all the time. There's some of the biggest stress factors can be, marriage or accident getting divorced or losing or changing jobs or of course, financial concerns, uh, moving to a different area, of course, illnesses, and just all the daily small stuff. So these are all common daily challenges that we all face. And so we need to realize that these things are just, it's a common. So we don't need to make such a big deal out of them. And that these things are really just lessons for us. And so that we created all these things that we think are stressing us out, we're creating it in our own mind. And so that we but that's really good news because if we created this and we're not too happy with it, that means we can create something better. And we can create ourselves. We can learn to not allow these things to stress us out. So again, stress is just a perception based on your beliefs, your thoughts, and your words and your judgments. So keep in mind that everything is just really a lesson, something to experience. It's not necessarily good or bad. We shouldn't be judging things so much. So how do you know if you are really too stressed out? Well, do you spend a lot of your time feeling overwhelmed, feeling anxious, concerned? Are you worried about things? Are you complaining? Are you angry? Are you blaming other things? Are you blaming what's not so good in your life on the government or the economy or on other people? Do you feel overly tired? And are you not having a lot of fun in your life? Or are you feeling optimistic? You're feeling energized. You're excited about your life. You're staying in the present moment. You're feeling joyful and you're grateful. Those are choices. You can do either one of the two. So some of the main symptoms of being overstressed is headaches, migraines, back and neck pain, being overly fatigued, not sleeping well. That's a huge problem for so many Americans. You can't sleep well. And that's the main reason why you're not sleeping well is because of stress. You can't shut your mind down and relax and let go of being in that hyper state and being in that beta state where your brain's always turned on. You got to learn how to turn your brain off. If you're having digestive and elimination problems, you're irritable, you're anxious, and you have depression. Now, here's the thing about depression. Now, if you really have some medical condition and you have some chemical imbalances, then that's another thing. You need to get some help. But a lot of people just basic depression, feeling depressed. You know what that is really? It's just being really overly selfish. In other words, just only be concerned, so concerned about yourself and your life that you allow yourself to get depressed. So you got to get out of your own head. You got to get out of just being so concerned about yourself. And we'll talk about some of those things as well. Okay, so that's really what's going on with stress. So the key thing that's really important here that I want you to learn about is how you can reduce and manage stress. So there's short-term stress reducers, and the very best one is, I think you probably guessed it, is your breath. You got to go to your breath. Remember, the number one I've said, I know I've mentioned this in every episode and all of my past podcasts. The number one tool we have that can not only give us a lot better health and energy and make us feel better and actually uh, reduce stress is to go to our breath. So our breath can read, if we're feeling anxious or concerned, if you breathe nice, deep, slow, take nice, deep, slow belly breaths, it'll slow you down, it'll relax you. And on the other hand, if you're feeling kind of fatigued or if you're feeling a little lackadaisical, then you take some power breath like, and that'll also energize you. So, but here's the breathing you want to do if you're feeling stress. And this type of breathing will actually shift you out of your sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system. So it's basically called 4-4-6. So you take 4 breaths in, hold it for 4 counts, and then exhale 6 times. So it's like in through the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then blow it out through your mouth slowly for 6. 1, blow it out through your lips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And do that several times or many times as you need to, and you'll find that it'll calm you right down and it'll shift you into your parasympathetic nervous system. So that's the main one, is breathing. And then the next one is some meditation. Now, if you haven't got into meditation or you don't really know what meditation is all about, you can start by just thinking of a time out. Just take time out. Don't stay in that constant thing that I got to get this done. Oh, what am I going to do about this? I'm rushed. I can't do this. Just take some time out and breathe and relax and try and quiet your mind and just relax. Slow down and just take some time out from all those thoughts. And whenever you have any kind of a thought that comes up that's stressful, just let it go and put your attention back on relaxing and just letting go. But meditation, maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that, some techniques if we have time today. But meditation is all different techniques of just sitting quietly, letting go of the outside world, letting go of the external stimulants that we're all bombarded with daily, and just letting go. There's a famous, although I shouldn't say it's famous, but a well-known Indian guru. I don't never remember who's actually the one that said this, but all he would say to his disciples when they would ask him a question, "What should I do about this? How can I become enlightened? What I need to learn?" He would just say, "Let go, let go." Just let go of all your stressing about it, your anxiety about it, trying to figure things out, and just be quiet, be still, and all the answers will come to you. So that's really the main benefit of meditation, is that it allows you to tap into your intuition, your higher self, your spirit inside. Everything we need to know, we already know it's inside of ourselves. If we can just be quiet and still enough, and we can bring it up. And so it's just a matter of quieting your mind and allowing everything that you need to know will come to you if you're able to do that. All right, and don't forget throughout your day, you got to always keep hydrated, have a big drink. Okay, I'm going to take a short 60-second time for a message for you. I think you'll be happy to hear about this message. And when we come back, then we're going to get into what you need to do for, again, to all the short-term and the long-term ways to reduce the stress. All right. So take heed of this message. It's free. Hello, I'm Rico Cavella, creator of the Ageless Living Lifestyle. If you are concerned about premature aging and you want to avoid disease and old age, and you want to live a more healthy, energetic, and vital long life, I have proven solutions for you. So number 1, go to agelesslivinglifestyle.com and take our aging quiz to see how well you are doing. And number 2, book your free coaching session with me to discuss your wellness challenges, and I promise to get you going on the right track. You can transform your health and your life, and I can help. Okay, we are back. And so I highly encourage you to, to go to my website, agelessliving.lifestyle.com. Take our agent assessment. It's short, it's fun. You'll learn something about yourself. And what I like to tell people, if you don't like the results, well, then just book a call with me and we'll discuss what challenges you're having. And I'll give you some solutions that you can implement immediately that can make a bigger difference. And then I will also let you know that I have some online coaching programs where I teach people how to develop their own personal ageless living lifestyle, so you can give yourself the best opportunity to avoid disease and old age and to live a much healthier, energetic, long life. So if you're interested in how to develop your own personal ageless living lifestyle that I've been developing and teaching and living for almost 40 years, I can help you do that. All right, so back, what are some more short-term ways that you can reduce stress, in addition to breathing and taking a little time out and do a little meditation? Is, you may guess it again, it's exercise. Go out and move. Get some aerobic activity. Go out for a walk and breathe and just relax. Move your body. Exercise has so many benefits. It's one of the biggest stress reductions things that you can possibly do. Anything, just go for a walk, go for a swim, ride your bike, go dancing, do some kind of movement, and it's going to help you to reduce your anxiety or any kind of bad mood you're in or complaining. Go out and exercise, you'll get over it. And then maybe listen to some kind of relaxing music that you enjoy. That'll help to really calm you down and reduce your stress. Now, the biggest thing here that I want to go over is these long term, what you can do long term to reduce your stress. And so one of the biggest ones is to work on developing what your life purpose is. I think so many people go through their life and not even really discovering what their purpose is. What's really important to them, what's really exciting in their life. How do they want to see how they can make a difference in the world? What do you want your life to be about? I encourage everybody to create their own personal mission statement. If you have a business, first thing you do is you create a mission statement. It's like, what is this business about? What is it trying to achieve? Who's it for? And how does it work? But guess what? The biggest business we all have, we're all in business. We're in the business of our own life. And so whenever I speak to a group, I always ask people, raise your hand if you have a personal mission statement. Hardly anybody raises their hand. So I encourage you to take some time and decide, what is my life about? What's really important? What is my purpose in life? And what do I really want to achieve? And how do I want to be? And how do I want to be perceived? So when you're clear, so it's really about getting clarity. When you're clear on what your life's really about and what your purpose is, then it really reduces stress, because whenever you have decisions to make, if you don't know really what your purpose is and what your life goals are, it's hard to decide, should I do this or should I do that? But when you're sure, when you know that you're on the path to achieving your purpose and your goals, then you can say, if I do this, is this going to take me further down my path, living on my purpose, or is it going to distract me? Is it going to take me away? So it reduces a lot of stress. It makes your life decisions a lot easier. Hope that makes sense to you. And then the other thing we need to do is called awareness. And awareness means to just be aware of what beliefs and thoughts and words you're saying. As I mentioned earlier, if you're saying that I'm stressed at work and this is stressful and this and that, then you're stressed, because words have energy and our thoughts have energy. So again, if the thoughts you're having are worrying about what's going to happen in the future, let me give you the best definition of what worrying is. Worrying is visualizing what you don't want to happen. That's what it is. So why would you want to visualize what you don't want to happen? Because I'm not sure how they came up with this number, but it's commonly said that over 80% of the thoughts or worries that we have don't ever happen. So why do you want to visualize what you don't want to happen? So stop worrying. It's not going to help. It just actually creates what you don't want to happen. So another great saying is keep focusing on what you want in your life, not what you don't want. Don't spend any energy and time thinking about what you don't want or what you're lacking. Just keep your attention on what you want. And that's how you're going to be, that's how you can attract it in your life. So be aware of your thoughts. Anytime you have any kind of negative thoughts, any fearful thoughts, you got to just stop, delete it, and put your attention back on what you want. And always think of the very best for yourself. We can believe anything we want in our life, right? So why would you want to believe anything but the very best for yourself? Why have any negative, limiting beliefs about yourself or your life? Believe the very best for yourself. Have the best thoughts you can possibly think. And it's a process. We have to keep working on it. We all have to keep catching ourselves. We all tend to go there sometimes and get into a little negative thought pattern. But we just got to be aware that we're doing that, and we can change our beliefs, we can change our thoughts, we can change our words, and those things will change our emotions and our feelings, and that changes the actions that we take, and the actions, of course, that we take is what gives us the results that we want. That's the formula. So you got to be in control of your beliefs, your thoughts, your words, your feelings, your emotions, and then you'll take the right actions that will attract what you really want in your life, and you can reduce all the stress that you want. So the next one is to simplify your life. We tend to get so much overwhelmed with so many things. I think we have to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this. Simplify your life. Get rid of mental and physical clutter in your life. One of the most famous gurus from China was named Lao Tzu. I think he was around 1300. And he had this famous saying, and I remember by the acronym HER, H-E-R. So H stands for have few desires, E stands for embrace simplicity, and R stands for reduce selfishness. So if you can keep that in your mind, you don't just have a basic few desires to be a great person and to enjoy your life and make a difference in the world, and embrace simplicity and reduce your selfishness. In other words, you're just thinking about yourself. As we talk, most depression is just being concerned about yourself. And so another thing is to get organized in your life. If you're not organized in all aspects of your life, in your relationships, in your what you need to do for your health, what you need to do for your financial situation, that creates a lot of stress. So you got to get organized, and you got to have a healthy lifestyle, of course. The healthier you are, the fitter you are, the stronger you are, the more you're able to adapt to whatever challenges come your way, and that'll reduce the stress. So you got to get some daily exercise. You got to make sure you're taking time out to relax and enjoy your life and have some fun, and make sure you're getting sleep. Again, as we talked about earlier, lack of sleep is one of the biggest problems that are causing so much health challenges for so many people, and it's primarily due to stress. So this is so important to learn how to de-stress so you can sleep well. So important. One of the best ways to de-stress is to get out in nature, get away from all these electrical magnetic fields that we create in the cities. We're totally bombarded with all these electromagnetic fields that also cause stress in our body. And there's so much distractions and noise and things going on that it's no wonder that we can't just relax and turn things off. Get out in nature, get out in the forest, get out to the beach, get out someplace where it's quiet and you can feel the natural vibrations of the earth. And one of the most things I recommend is earthing. Earthing is where you go walking barefoot and you get the vibration, the natural vibration from Mother Earth into your body. Walk on the sand, walk on the beach, on the grass, on the earth. Every day I try and get out and walk barefoot for a little while. And then another thing is to just, appreciate different cultural things, learn new things. And the last one is to go out and help other people, get involved with other people, volunteer, help to serve other people. That'll get you not being so uh, caught up into your own self. So remember, struggle is resisting change. Worry is visualizing fear. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want, and let go of the past and be in the present. And don't sweat the small stuff because it's all small stuff. All right, that's it for this episode. If you like what you heard, join us every Wednesday at this time at 6 p.m. Pacific time and tell your friends about the Fearless Aging TV show. And of course, you can catch it anytime on all the major live streaming uh, channels. So the message here always is you can live a much healthier, energetic, joyful, long life if you take action on what you learn on our shows. So take action and be joyful. Forget that.